Pandrea, life moves on.
Last week, I graduated. For the graduation ceremony, each of us students had to choose a quote that would best describe what our thoughts about life are. With it, the professor will present each of us something like, "This is Cristina, and this is what she thinks about life." Of course, my first instinct was to search for a quote on Google, exactly how Brits searched for what EU is after the referendum. But none of the quotes I found suited my thoughts. And then it struck me. It came straight from my heart, straight from my reason, and it was anything I knew about life, that it moves on. My professor decided very quickly, "Well, Cristina, this is such a stupid quote. Of course that life moves on, it wouldn't go back. Were you ironic?" I grew up in what you might call a perfect, balanced family. My mom had 2 elder brothers, my father had 2 elder sisters. None of my relatives were divorced, no one suffered from any kind of illnesses, and we would meet as often as possible. We lived life to the fullest and lacked nothing. But things change, as life shows us so many times. In 2005, my grandmother passed away. In 2006, the death of my beloved aunt devastated us all. And then the summer of 2007. I was home with my sister on a hot yet breezy morning. My father came home, and I remember him asking me to iron a shirt he needed. Before leaving back to work, he came to me and said, "Cristina, you are so beautiful." That was the last time I saw him. Later that day, we found out that he had a severe accident and he died. The weeks that followed were full of grief, and we had no more tears left. One day, I went for a walk, and I remember this bus heading towards a traffic light that turned red. It was full of people, and people were laughing or talking. They were minding their own business as if nothing happened, and my 13-year-old feelings were confused. What's wrong with you people? I thought that everyone was suffering like I did, but they didn't. And then the traffic lights turned green, and then the bus left. Birds chirping, horns screaming. That was the moment I woke up and realized that no one cared. And it was painful. I turned against God. I started to hate my life. And I became jealous on other people because having happier lives than I did. I was wrong. In the last 9 years, I traveled a lot. I fell in love. I enrolled in Toastmasters. I graduated 2 faculties. I fell in love again, and I found my passion for statistics. In the last 9 years, my life moved on, and that's exactly what that bus was trying to tell me. Not that people don't care, but that life moves on. But the bus didn't tell me how to do it. I did it myself. How? I want to share that with you. First of all, I cried, and I cried a lot, until my head burned out and my heart broke. But then I stood up, because grief and tears are there to make you stronger, but only on the short term. Weeping for months on end will not help you. It will only put you aside. And you will end up worse than you were supposed to. The second thing I did was forgiving myself. My greatest regret was that during his life, I only told my father that I loved him once. Once. It's okay to tell people you love them. Whenever you feel like, to whomever you want. It's not wrong because there is a time when you will have to count those I love you. But I was young, so I forgave myself. The third thing I did was forgetting. At first, it didn't come natural, and I started blaming my memory and the lack of photographs and recordings. But forgetting is part of the healing process. It's as natural as breathing, and we need to forget. So crying, forgiving, and forgetting made me the person who I am today. They made me move on. So no, Professor, I was not ironic. This quote is everything I know about life. And this quote made me who I am today. I think of my father every single day. And sometimes I imagine how my life would have been with him alive. I was standing on the stage, waiting to be awarded for graduation. And I imagined him being proud of me there in the crowd. And then the professor said, "Let's congratulate Cristina, because all she knows about life is that it moves on." Thank you.